Welcome, everyone. My name is Natalia Scrimshaw, and I am a program manager here at Xbox. I am so excited to be able to share with you today the steps it takes to ship your game on Xbox. As developers, I know you're looking to launch your game so that millions of players can enjoy the experience you have worked so hard to create. Whether that's on PC, console, and/or the cloud, Xbox is one of the most trusted, credible, and diverse platforms to launch your game on. We're committed to supporting independent game developers and celebrating your titles on our platform. But getting from concept to shipping might feel like a daunting process. Don't worry, let's walk through it together. In this talk, you'll learn about our ID at Xbox program, which is our self-publishing game creator program for developers of all sizes, as well as Partner Center, our game publishing portal that lets you configure and publish your game to our various Xbox storefronts. If you're new to developing or shipping on Xbox, this talk is for you. For this talk, we'll be focusing on publishing games as an ID at Xbox partner, as this program provides the fullest access to Xbox platforms, services, and store features. We won't be talking about how to become a Game Pass title, although becoming an ID partner does increase your visibility to our internal program managers. By the end of this presentation, you'll understand the value of developing for Xbox across console, PC, and cloud as an ID at Xbox partner. You'll learn how to join ID at Xbox, our most comprehensive game creator program, and you'll learn about the Xbox product creation and launch process to get your game into the Microsoft Store. Again, for this talk, we'll be focusing on shipping your game as an ID at Xbox partner. So why do we think ID at Xbox is the best game creator program Xbox has to offer? Well, being a part of ID at Xbox means you are a trusted Xbox partner. You'll have access to the same tools that are available to the largest AAA game publishers to ship on any of our platforms, as well as a dedicated ID developer support team for resource onboarding and technical questions. Once you ship your game, it will be shown in all Microsoft Store experiences, such as search, browse, and detail pages experiences. You'll also have the opportunity to configure community experiences for your games through our tools like Xbox Events. Our goal at Team Xbox is to have great, diverse games available for everyone on the planet to enjoy. While there is an application to get into ID at Xbox, we really do want to see successful acceptances into the program, and we want you to be a part of the next generation of gaming. So, if you're ready to learn more about applying to ID at Xbox and want some tips on how to submit a successful application, let's dive right in. Before we dive too deep, let's take a look at the high-level overview of how to ship your game with the ID at Xbox program. The ID process begins with an application for you to tell us more about your game. We want to understand your game concept, the platforms you're targeting, what's your multiplayer plan. It does also include signing a mutual non-disclosure agreement so that your game concepts are safe and private when sharing with us. Once you've been accepted into the program, you'll get all the permissions you need to download the right tools and software development kits, connect with our experts, and develop on dev kits. When you're ready to launch your game, you'll configure it through our game publishing portal. From there, you simply pass certification and go live. And after you've launched, we'll still be here for you with a host of post-launch tools such as game analytics and sales data. Let's discuss each of these steps in a little more detail. You can apply to ID at Xbox online, and it's entirely free. We have a really simple link down below if you want to check it out, xbox.com/ID. Today, the application process on average takes about 3 weeks. If you're quick at responding to emails and signing documents, it might be a little shorter than that. Let's talk about what's expected in the application process. It starts off with a business application. Here's the key information we gather initially. Your studio information, including your legally registered business name and number for tax and contract purposes, your studio contact information and legal signee information, And as a note, your studio contact information should include a domain-registered email alias, such as ceo@yourgamestudio.com, and preferably not be a Gmail or Outlook.com email alias, although that isn't a hard requirement. Essentially, this should be your professional business contact email. You and Microsoft will then sign a mutual NDA before sharing more details about your game. This is to protect both of us when discussing your IP. Next, you'll provide more details about your game. What middleware are you using? Which platforms are you targeting? Is it multiplayer or single player? Do you have multiplayer services implemented already? What game genre will your game be? These can be tough questions to know all the answers to. Honestly, we understand game information and creative direction can change during development, so don't worry if it's not final or changes throughout your development process. Once your title has passed concept approval by the ID team, you'll have some additional contracts to sign specific to our software and to your title. And once you've signed all of the proper documents, your submission to ID at Xbox is complete. Successful acceptance to the program will also let us send you 2 complimentary licenses for Xbox console dev kits for your development. So, what does it take to get accepted? We're looking for proof that the game exists and is a real effort. Submitting something like a studio or project website or a solid concept document greatly improves your chance at acceptance. If you are rejected, you can reach out to us to understand why and resubmit with updated demos or studio website information. At this step, the concept of the game is not necessarily cause for rejection. So to recap, our best tips for a successful ID at Xbox application are to preferably use a professional email alias and to submit concrete proof of your game, either in concept form or in development. Now that you're in the program, let's talk about your next step, signing up for Partner Center. Partner Center is our publishing portal where you can configure your game for distribution in the Microsoft Store. More details in a few slides. For now, let's walk through the steps of onboarding to Partner Center. Step 1, registering for Partner Center. Once you have been approved for ID at Xbox, the ID team will provide a 5x5 token to register for Partner Center. This waives a normal registration fee, so don't sign up until after you've been approved. When registering for Partner Center, you'll need to sign in with a Microsoft account. That will be the owner and admin for the entire account. We recommend using something neutral, such as admin@yourstudio.com or yourstudioadmin@outlook.com. If you need to create a new Microsoft account, you can do so for free at signup.live.com. You should not use a company alias that is part of an Azure Active Directory to sign up, as our portal does not support Azure AD business emails in the sign-up flow. This email is the primary login information you will need when making any changes to your game packages, your store listing, etc. Think about it like this. If you were to leave the company, you should be able to hand over this login information to another member of your team. Next step, once you've created your Microsoft account, Microsoft will do some basic account vetting to verify your tax and business information that you enter when signing up for Partner Center. This should only take a few days at most. Now that you can fully access Partner Center, if you need to add additional users to your account, you can link or create an Azure Active Directory tenant at this point to invite or add those users once you've finished setting up your account. You'll probably want to add users to your studio's account unless you want to be the only person from your studio in charge of all game configuration and ingestion responsibilities, including pushing the Publish My Game to the World button. Partner Center also provides very flexible permissions at account or product level for each user group. Different folks on your team may need access to different aspects of your game. For example, developers will need to be able to upload your game packages, but your marketing team may only need access to gameplay stats, game reviews, and sales once the title has launched. You can learn more about accounts and user management in Partner Center at the links posted below. The next step is to start building your game for your target platform or platforms with our SDKs and services. Here's the 30,000-foot view of what the development cycle will look like. Step 1, you gain access to the Xbox SDKs, forums, and documentation once you're accepted into the ID at Xbox program. It's not all publicly available to ensure we're giving our ID at Xbox partners the best and most focused support possible, so there's lots for you to dig into. You'll also find resources to help you take advantage of platform-specific features, such as DirectX 12 and connected storage. You'll also have the information to integrate with Xbox Live services, achievements, identity, and more. And maybe you'll run into a few problems. Remember, our ID developer support team is here to help. Step 2. Once your game is ready for testing, you can upload your game packages to our publishing portal, Partner Center. Partner Center is your ingestion tool no matter which platform you are developing for. And step 3. With your packages successfully uploaded and all features correctly integrated, you'll be able to privately test downloading and running your game through the Microsoft Store on console, web, or PC to validate the retail experience. This is essentially a functionality check before you start looking to market your game with rich metadata, trailers and screenshots, etc. When your game is nearing completion, you'll then be ready to start creating your game's store presence, which you'll continue to do in Partner Center. So you've landed on a game name and hopefully some box art, and now it's time to start imagining what it would look like to have your game in our store. In Partner Center, you will configure how your game will appear in the Microsoft Store on console, the Xbox app on PC, and Xbox.com on the web via different configuration modules. You'll also be able to configure your products for specific countries and regions, including the option to use localized text, media, and pricing for your game listing. Filling out all of this information about your game, store listings, game properties, age ratings, pricing and availability, and add-ons collectively creates your store presence. You can set up your store presence at any point once you have created a product representation for your game in Partner Center, although you won't be able to complete the total configuration until your game packages are uploaded. In terms of visualization, your store presence determines how your game appears on our product pages, also known as product details pages or PDPs, where users see all of your game information, the screenshots and trailers, the reviews, and associated DLC, as well as the purchase and/or subscription options. It'll also determine how it shows up in our product galleries, which highlight your title in a collection of other games based on a shared characteristic, such as this shooter genre game collection, but also things like new games, top free games, or accessibility features. This will also determine how your game shows in search results, both our auto-suggest and full search results in the store. While a mix of console and PC screenshots are shown here, these design patterns span across store experiences on console, PC, web, and mobile apps. At Xbox, we're passionate about making gaming for everyone. We've added some great features for publishers to be able to share how your game is inclusive for all audiences. Today, features like accessibility capabilities and supported localized languages, as well as the soon-to-be-launched inclusion tags, are programmable in Partner Center to help your game stand out in all of our store experiences. Your title will be added to accessibility-specific game collections in our browse experiences, and your product pages will include extra metadata and rich modules to highlight your title's commitment to inclusivity. All of these options will be available to fill out in the Gaming Metadata module within Partner Center. And while declaring support for accessibility capabilities does require additional certification and validation by Microsoft, take a look at some of the options. You may find your game already supports input mapping, adjustable gameplay, and visual audio settings that pave the way for inclusivity. If you're curious on how to develop accessibility features for your game, and understand the latest guidance available to game developers, check out our other GDC talk, Microsoft Game Accessibility Resources, to learn more. Now, you're almost ready to launch. Once you have configured your store presence and your game package is your intended release candidate package, it's time to submit your game for certification. Since Xbox is a closed ecosystem, this process allows us to maintain a quality and safety bar for all titles, whether you're a AAA game or indie game coming to the platform. But what is certification? Certification makes sure your game adheres to all Xbox policies, which you can read more about at the link below. This includes testing for things like title stability. Does your game crash or freeze? Game-breaking bugs, complete content and gameplay modes, Xbox Live achievements and gamer tag display, content alignment to the IARC rating assigned to your title, and more. To help our certification team understand your product and test it more efficiently, you'll need to fill out a few questions underneath the certification module, located under supplemental info in the left nav of your product. These questions ask about product configuration, user-generated content, DLC, social media integration, and more settings that may require more thorough testing. If you skip this form before you submit a package, your Publish to Cert will be blocked. Next, you'll need to submit your game packages, your store listing information, and Xbox Live configuration information. Certifying your store listing information means that all metadata modules go through certification individually as well. So each store listings, pricing and availability, gaming metadata, etc., should be completed with your final release information. If you navigate to the Packages module, you should see your game package status as Ready to Certify. Then you click Certify up at the top to trigger the certification process. This screenshot is an example of what the package certification screen looks like for a PC GDK game. Now, you may wonder how long certification takes. For your initial publish, console certification is about 5 days, and about 3 days on PC. Updates are faster, 3 days for console, 1 day for PC to start, and can get as short as 6 hours once you're trusted in our ecosystem. Earning that trust happens the more times you submit an approved cert package through Partner Center. Pro tip, you can cert proactively, not just right before launching your game. Once you've passed cert, your game is ready. You can choose a specific day to go live in the store, or plan on release right after cert if you just can't wait to get your game out there. And now congratulations are in order. You've launched a game on Xbox. So what's next? Once your game has launched, Xbox offers several features to help you understand game performance, engagement, and insights. Partner Center offers analytics and insights specific to your game, such as usage, gameplay, and sales data, as well as ratings and reviews for your title. You can also access crash reports for your title. To engage with your players after your game is launched, you can author posts and news through Xbox official clubs and create events within Partner Center to showcase in-game events. To update your game at any point, you can do so through the Partner Center portal. Each update will require going through certification again, but should get faster over time. Partner Center is a powerful tool that we hope you'll continue to use pre- and post-launch. In closing, I hope this talk has demystified the application, submission, and launch process as an ID at Xbox partner. I am so glad to leave you with the knowledge on why becoming an ID at Xbox partner is one of the best ways to launch your game into the world, as well as giving you an outline for how your title ships with credibility and at a high quality with our publishing process. If you have any follow-up questions or feedback, send us an email at id@xbox.com or follow us on Twitter at id_Xbox. If you'd like to learn more about building and launching your games on Xbox, be sure to check out our other GDC talks. Maximizing success with ID at Xbox will cover marketing support available to you as an ID partner. Microsoft Game Accessibility Resources will teach you how to develop your game with accessibility in mind. Game Pass and Maximizing Total Rewards will cover the Game Pass inclusion process. And Intro to ID at Azure will review this brand new program and the valuable cloud-based gaming solutions we're offering to developers like you. I truly believe ID at Xbox is the gateway to sharing your game with millions of gamers on a trusted and diverse platform. I hope to see your title on Xbox soon. Thanks again for attending this talk, and enjoy the rest of GDC.